Alright, what is going on, guys? It's Tazz here, and welcome back to the channel. Now, today what we've got for you guys is another episode of the DC Dose, the show where I catch you guys up on the latest DCTV news and information here on the channel. Now, in today's episode, we mainly have some Stargirl news to go over, but there is some stuff for the Flash Season 7 that comes from the set, and some set pictures that I also wanted to discuss as well, so that will be saved for the end, but the main focus here at the beginning will of course be Stargirl Season 2. And now, before we get into anything, as always, whenever I do use set pictures in these videos, I do obviously have to give credit where credit is due, and that credit goes to Canadagraphs once again for getting some awesome set pictures from the sets of the Flash Season 7. His blog and his Twitter and everything will all be linked down there in the description below. I highly suggest you guys go check that stuff out, because I can only use a few images within this video, so if you do want to go see the full blog and see all of the images that Canadagraphs has to offer for the Flash Season 7, go check out the description. All of his stuff will be linked down there. But kicking things off for Stargirl Season 2, we had some casting news come out last week where we had our villains of Eclipso as well as the Shade cast, and now I did make a full video on that, and that will be all linked up there in the cards if you guys would like to go check it out. It'll be up there somewhere. So yeah, go check that out if you guys haven't already. But in addition to those villain castings, there was also a third mysterious casting of a character that we had no real information on. They said that it was a quote-unquote undisclosed DC Comics character, but that's kind of all we had in addition to the actress's name. And now we have the actress Yissa Penarejo playing an undisclosed and kind of mysterious DC Comics character, I guess you could say, as there hasn't been any official news as to what character she is actually playing. But ever since this casting news did come out, there has been one name kind of thrown around here, and that has been of a new Green Lantern going by the name of Jade. So for those unaware, Jade is a Green Lantern in the comics who is the daughter of the original Green Lantern, Alan Scott, who we did actually have teased to us a little bit last season. We had Green Lantern kind of name dropped a couple of times, as well as we did see Courtney pick up that sort of Green Lantern from the JSA archives at one point last season. So yes, we do know that there was a Green Lantern in the past of the JSA. We know Alan Scott was that Green Lantern, so of course it would make a lot of sense for them to bring in the daughter of the original Green Lantern in the form of Jade. And while that is all well and good that we can kind of back up this theory with a little bit of information from last season, where is the concrete confirmation as to what character the actress will actually be playing? Now, if we go back over to an article that I looked at last week when we first heard about these castings, originally for the villains, and then this undisclosed character that Yissa Penarejo would be playing, there was a rumor going around that she would, of course, be playing the character of Jade, who is Alan Scott's daughter, and then she would obviously be a Green Lantern in the JSA. So, you know, this was a rumor that was going around last week, right when this casting came out, and this was something that I kind of jumped on, and I was like, you know what, that makes sense for, you know, obvious reasons. We had Green Lantern teased to us last season, and it would only make sense that the daughter of Alan Scott Green Lantern would end up joining the JSA in Season 2. But again, this article was just sort of relaying a rumor and some speculation, so this wasn't anything concrete either. But if we flash forward to, I guess it was a couple of days ago at this point, we did actually have a bit of a real 100% confirmation. Now, I don't want to say 100% because I guess I could be looking into this a little too much, but I'd say probably like 99.9% confirmation that this rumor, that this leak, whatever it was, that it was true. And so the piece of information that I'm taking as our concrete confirmation that Yissa Penarejo will be playing Jade, a brand new Green Lantern, in Season 2 of Stargirl comes from an Instagram story post by Yvette Monreal, who plays Yolanda Montez, aka Wildcat, on the show. So she posted something to her Instagram story that at first glance you might think, oh, this just seems like a normal Instagram post from the set of Stargirl Season 2. It is of the actress who is going to be playing playing this mysterious character that we didn't know who she was originally, but now we have a little bit more of a concrete look as to who she could really be playing. If you kind of go a little bit theory crafty and go super zoom and enhance on this, if you go and look actually at the finger of the actress, she does have a green ring on. Now, who else would wear a green ring other than a Green Lantern? Coincidence? I think not. They thought we wouldn't notice. But we did. So call it a leak, call it an accidental reveal, call it whatever you want, but with this final piece of the puzzle, we can kind of put everything together and realize that the rumors and the leaks were true. Ysa Penorejo will no longer be playing an undisclosed DC Comics character, but in fact will be playing Jade, the daughter of the original Green Lantern, Alan Scott. So with that, there really isn't much else to say on this other than the Green Lantern ring does look very cool. And yeah, I'm just very excited to finally get a live action version of a Green Lantern on one of these shows. I'm glad that it is going to be on Stargirl, because as you guys know, as I talk about in pretty much every single video that I mentioned Stargirl, season 1 was one of my favorite seasons of DCTV of pretty much all time. So I'm super excited for season 2. And I just can't wait, and I'm so glad that they are kind of, continuing on with building up the lore and everything like that by introducing a Green Lantern to the team, and I think that Ysa Penorejo's version of Jade will make an awesome addition to the JSA and Stargirl and everybody in Season 2, and I couldn't be more excited. So with that said, let's hop over from Earth 2 back over to Earth Prime and talk about some of these set pictures for The Flash Season 7. So kicking things off here, all of these pictures are from what I believe to be episode 3, which would then make it what the original season 6 finale would have been, because they did stop last season at episode 19. It was supposed to be a 22 episode season, so 2021-22 will now be episodes 1, 2, and 3 for season 7. So if they are on episode 3 right now, that makes it the original season 6 finale. And with it being the new and improved version of the Season 6 finale, it seems like we have quite a bit of interesting stuff going on. As you guys can see from these set pictures, we have the Flash, Killer Frost, Mirror Master, aka Eva McCulloch, Iris, as well as Cisco all out here on the streets and everything. They're doing some cool stuff. I don't know exactly what they're doing. I don't know if they're fighting. I don't know if they're teaming up, because they're all standing together. Interestingly enough, yeah, that's kind of odd. Is Mirror Master actually going to be teaming up with them? Is everybody kind of under some weird mind control? I'm not exactly sure what's going on here, but I'm just kind of gonna leave that, because I feel like that would just be random, baseless speculation. I have no clue what's going on here. I don't know if they're standing there for like a promo picture. I don't know if they're standing there because, Eva is really on their side, or somebody is being mind controlled and now they're on Eva's side. I don't really know what's going on here, but the picture is very interesting. While we might not know why all of our characters are lined up here as if they're buddies, it does seem like Iris is now finally out of the mirror dimension. Now, I'm sure we all expected that to happen relatively quickly once Season 7 kicks off and everything, so yeah, Iris will get out of there pretty shortly, and I don't think that, we have to worry about that for much longer, so yeah, it'll be nice to have Iris reunited with the rest of Team Flash shortly once Season 7 starts. And then moving on, speaking of people who have rejoined the team, we do of course see Killer Frost here with the rest of Team Flash, so it seems like she will be back within the first couple of episodes, even though she was kind of written out at the end of last season, as Daniel Panabaker did have to go on maternity leave. So yeah, it's nice to see that Killer Frost will be back with Team Flash relatively quickly as well once Season 7 picks up. And now on to the final thing of note from these set pictures, and probably the biggest talking point of them all. We see Cisco out here dressed in a leather jacket, some crazy gauntlets, and it looks like he has his Vibe goggles back. What? Hello, Vibe? Is that you? Are you back? So yeah, it would appear as from these pictures, it does seem like Cisco is back out with Team Flash. He has like this tactical vest over a leather jacket. He has a gauntlet on one of his hands that kind of looks reminiscent of, you know, his vibe gauntlets and everything like that. And of course, he does have the vibe goggles back on. So what does this mean? Does Cisco have his powers back? Is he just using tech? And why would he be out there with Team Flash when he wanted his powers taken away for a more normal life? And so if you ask me, there are a couple of big questions about Cisco here. Number one, does he have his powers back? And number two, is he actually Vibe again? And is he really going back out in the field with Team Flash once again as a hero? So my answer to number one, does he have his powers back? I'd have to say no, as it seems like he's got a lot of tech on him and he's holding this red thingy. I don't even know what it is. He's got his vibe goggles on and everything like that. I feel like if he did actually have his powers back, he would be in his normal vibe suit like he was in Crisis when the Monitor gave him his powers back for a little while. I feel like this is just Cisco out there with the team with some tech, so he is of use out in the field and he can help them out with whatever the threat is at that moment. So I guess that kind of answers both questions, and no, I don't think he has his powers back. I think it's just tech. And is he Vibe again? Probably not, because he's just got the goggles on and not the rest of the suit. He's got some other, you know, tactical suit on with a bunch of tech all over him. So I feel like he's just out there with the team to help him out with a specific mission or to do a specific thing that he needs that tech for. And, you know, I don't think he would be becoming Vibe once again, as, you know, there's a whole thing that I could go into as to whether or not they really should have taken Cisco's powers away or not. But, you know, I won't go down that rabbit hole today. But I think the final question here about Cisco is, why is he out here with Team Flash? Why does he need to be out in the field? Why does he need all of this tech? Why does he have his vibe goggles back on and everything like that? And now I think the answer is pretty obvious as to who is absent from these pictures. Now we do see that Iris is of course back with the team. We see the Flash, we see Killer Frost, we see Eva McCulloch Mirror Master, but who isn't there that Cisco would want to protect? We don't see Camilla here, so I would assume that possibly Camilla is maybe still stuck in the mirror dimension or is, you know, in danger in some way, and that's why Cisco's like, oh, okay, my girlfriend is in trouble, I've got to suit back up one more time to, you know, put a stop to whatever's happening, to save her, to do whatever, to do what needs to be done, you know? So I feel like that would kind of line up with where Cisco's character is right now. He got his powers taken away to, you know, ensure that he had more of a normal life so he could spend more time with Camilla and everything like that. And now if that was in danger, that to me would make me seem like, you know, would make it seem like Cisco would then take it upon himself to suit back up one last time, or suit back up in such a way that he could go out in the field, help Team Flash, and help bring Camilla back from the mirror dimension or wherever she might be right now. So yeah, guys, that's kind of my take on everything that's going on with The Flash Season 7. It looks like we are in for a treat, especially with these first few episodes, and then whatever happens after this, I think that that's just all, you know, icing on the cake, because it seems like we're going to have a pretty awesome and a pretty action-packed open to this season, and I just cannot wait for more Flash when it comes back in February. So with that said, guys, I am super excited to finally be getting a Green Lantern in the form of Jade in Stargirl Season 2, as well as I am very intrigued as to what is really going on there in those set pictures for The Flash Season 7. So I want to know what you guys' thoughts about all of this down there in the comments below. Were you expecting this character on Stargirl Season 2 to actually be Jade, a Green Lantern? What other characters would you like to see pop up in Season 2 of Stargirl, and what do you really think is going on here with these set pictures for The Flash Season 7? Do you think Cisco is actually becoming Vibe again? Do you think he has his powers back, or do you think he's just going out there in the field with the team to help save Camilla or something like that? Just let me know your thoughts on all of this down there in the comments below. But until next time, guys, it's been Tazz, and I'll see you guys in the next video.